Hello everyone, my name is Stéphane Boucher. I'm a production sound mixer, and thank you for joining us today for this Zoom meeting about the Cantar and Aaton, about what exactly happened with the company a couple of months ago. A lot of people ask me during my different trips if I have some news, and the reason is because I'm French. So a lot of people ask me if I have some news from Aaton and what's going to happen, how can we do in terms of maintenance and hardware and software and everything. So with Richard Lightstone, I decided to organize a Zoom meeting with the counter owners and users. And I asked Yves-Marie Omnes and Gilles Dihay if they can be the guests for that meeting. Yves-Marie, hello, Yves-Marie, if you're here.
Hello,
If you can present
everyone.
yourself, please.
Yes, so I'm a production sound mixer too. I'm Yves-Marie Omnes. And since long time, I'm pretty involved with Aaton and the team development, as I was the first one to shoot with the Cantar X3 on production during the beta test phase. And I keep the link with the crew and have been very involved in the development of the software for a long, long time, until the last product that was the Stream Deck. I've spent 4 months working to develop the Stream Deck with Pascal. So that was my last things with Atom. So because all of that, yes, I was very close to all the team during all these last few months and the hand of Atom.
Thank you. Thank you, Yves-Marie. Can we also talk a little bit about with Gilles? Gilles, can you present yourself, please?
Hi, so my name is Gilles Désé, aka Tête de Mort. I work for two companies in Paris. One dealer, well known in Paris, and mainly for the biggest renting sound gear company in Paris, which is called DC Audiovisuel, which owns now more than 40 X3, and I was in charge of the technical maintenance and service. And 8 years ago, I created my company, TDM Audio Pro, and I was authorized tech center for Aaton, shops, DPA, and many other brands.
Thank you, Gilles. I can see that you have a Cantar X3 in your back and that you have some job to do afterwards. Uh,
It's a part of a mini.
okay. Thank you, Gilles. So, what I'm gonna try to do is to use 45 minutes of the time of this meeting to first of all talk about what happened exactly with Aton, the history, and afterwards, I'm just doing something. Yes, if you guys can, if some people can just turn off the mic, please, the mic turn off. Thank you. And after this 45 minutes, you guys can ask questions if you have questions, different questions to ask to Yves-Marie and Gilles about the future of your sound recorder. And that's it. So let's first start with Yves-Marie, please. Yves-Marie, I would like to talk about the history, what happened exactly in 6 months ago in June 24 when
Yes.
Kantar shut down the company.
Yes. So, as everyone know, in 2015, Aton have launched the X3, and it was the beginning of a big adventure with a wonderful recorder. And during the 5 first years, since between 2015 and 2020, the company was okay. It was not financially a huge success, but it was okay. And they have enough resources to develop and to release, as you know, Cantar S, Cantar Mini, and other accessories and equipment. And then that's the most important for me. They never stopped to continue to develop the firmware for all the 10 years. It means that the Cantar, like he is now, is absolutely not the same machine like when he was released in the 2015. It's a huge improvement. But what's happened after that from 2020, we have three major crises arriving and was a big difficulty for Aaton. The first one is obviously COVID. All the shooting was stopped and no one buy any more machine. And then behind that, we have the component crisis, which is a consequence of the COVID, and that is affected a lot all the manufacturer and obviously Aaton, because Aaton was a small manufacturer, so you don't have the power to negotiate properly component, and it was a huge problem. And then after that, after strike, have stopped all the shooting too. And definitely these three crises have definitely affected the sale of Aaton. And that's created a huge financial issue. So in 2024, Aaton is in a bad situation financially. The team worked like a mad, and I was witness of many future developments was on the desk. I can say it now, but a Cantar 32 track was already built, and many other development was on the table, but with no money to develop the prototype or to go and to finish or to achieve the development, except the 32 track was, I mean, 5 motherboard was ready, but nothing else happened. So just to say that they continue to work a lot, but financially they don't have any more resources to continue. So what's happened in February 15, what's happened is something a bit radical, but a judge in France have decided to liquidate the company. So that's a very important point, and everyone should understand that. It means that Aaton doesn't exist anymore. The company doesn't exist anymore. It's finished, and it's a definitive decision. It's impossible to go back. The same day, all of that, it's happened in one day. Huh? The same day, all the team is fired. Immediately, they need to lock up the building, to give the key, and it's finished. And the judge, his work now is to be responsible about all the assets of Aaton and to try to make money with that to cover the debt. So the asset was basically some computer, some chair table, some few parts, some tools, few patents. Honestly, it was only 4 patents. And then the brand, the trademark. And the judge have decided that he will sell all of that to cover the debt by auction. It's his decision, and no one can negotiate that. So from this point, we was in the situation that the team is fired, the building is closed, we don't have access to anything else, so we just need to think about what we will do next. So there is only 3 options. When we are chatting with the team, 3 options was possible. The first one was to find a company able to hire the crew and invest to develop a Cantar X4, a new recorder, because we was aware that it was the unique way to restart the business with a new recorder. The second option was eventually to create a new company and to find some investor to develop a Cantar X4. And the third option was, basically the third option was if any of this option can work, it was to find a way to keep alive the Cantar X3 and all the machines that we have already in the world as long as possible. So we are working on these 3 options very, very deeply from the February 15. And honestly, I spent so much time, and Gilles too, and all the crew. So about the first option, we have contact so many company. Just this few example of the company that we have some contact them and we have some conversation with them about this they could be interested to restart a business with the team. And I should say that there is more company than that, but few of them have just not answered. Most of them are answered that they are not able to do anything. And three of them, these three company, was interested. And we have a long conversation with all of this company. But the point is, these three companies have different approach and different idea about what to do. Basically, Sonosax was very interested, have the capacity financially to do something, and they met the team in Grenoble. But basically, the project of Sonosac was more to develop his own recorder and to make a new version of his own recorder, but not to continue the Cantar and the Aaton product. So the team have decided that they don't want to do that. They want to continue the Cantar and not just do I don't remember the name of the Sonosac recorder. It's a R4, R4. Yeah. So Sonosax was not anymore an option at this point. And then Sonosax was happy to hire only a part of the team, not all the team. Ambient was extremely interested, was totally motivated to continue the Aaton work, to develop a new Cantar, but they don't have the financial ability. So they ask us to wait a bit and they have done a big work to find some financement, but they have not succeeded to find the financement to restart the business. So Ambient was not anymore an option. And then Audiotonics, I guess everyone knows Audiotonics. Audiotonics is a big group on it, a lot of different audio brands, professional audio brands like SSL, like Digico, and then Sound Device too. Audiotonics was really interested. We have few meetings with them. I spent a lot of time to chatting with them. They was extremely motivated. They was totally agree and involved in the fact to do a new recorder, a new machine. But because the company was liquidated, we don't have any legal and financial information because this was under the authority of the judge, and the judge keep it for him. So it was very, very difficult to do a business plan properly. And then Audiotonics have decided to don't go because the profitability was really low and maybe not profitable. So they decided to don't go 4 days before the auction. So the option one basically was dead at this point. So after that, the auction's coming in May. It was the 7th May in Évreux in France. So Gilles and I was present to this auction, and we was alone, I should say, except that so many other people was on the net. And when the auction we have a limited budget, funded by one rental company in Paris, DC Audiovisuel, who was ready to make money for that, to put money on that. But very, very quickly, the auction was over that our capacity to finance it. So someone win the auction. And we have no idea about who it was. And legally, the auctioneer, the guy who have done the auction, was not able to tell us anything. He just tell us that it was in South Hemisphere. So it was the beginning for us of a big game. Who could be able to buy Aaton, to buy the asset of Aaton? We should understand that it's only the asset, it's not the company. The company doesn't exist anymore. So he was not able to buy the company, but just the asset. So we spent many time to find a solution to know who was the buyer. And then during the Festival of Cannes in May 24, I have a contact with CNC in France. It is a French institution for cinema. And the CNC give us the answer. And the answer, like everyone knows now, was Atomos. So Atomos buy the asset without to contact us and without to give us any information. So we find a way to contact us. And I should say that as soon as I've sent an email to the CEO, he called me back 1 hour after my email. By chance, they was in Grenoble when he called me. So we organized pretty quickly a meeting with the team. And this meeting doesn't give any result, I should say, for few reasons. I don't know exactly, but the project of Atomos was a bit unclear. They say many times that they bought the asset to don't lose the brand and to maybe to do something, but without to know what they can do. And then finally nothing happened. And now I should say that Atomos seems to be in the way to help us to support the Club Cantar because they have some part. There are a few things that it could interest the Club Cantar to do maintenance for all our machine. But let's see, the future will tell us what will happen with Atomos. They are probably very interesting by the brand. I don't know about the rest, and I really hope we will be able to rebuy a part of the part that they have that we probably need, but there is nothing guaranteed about that. So, I mean, the option one was dead. So about the option two, we pretty quickly give up for the option two for two reasons. The time to develop a new machine is 2 years, and the crew was absolutely sure that they need 2 years to develop a new machine. And to cover the development, the budget was 2 million. So maybe for some people, it's 2 million, it's not so much, but it's a lot of money to find for an investor with no guarantee to have profitability because it's a very, very difficult business. When you build only one recorder, you have only one product. The product have a very long life, 10 years, most of the time. You continue to develop all this time. So of course there is many possibility, but it was too complex for them to go to this way. So we give up with this option, and we have not succeeded to that, and we give up anyway. So basically, the third option was the unique one that we can imagine now, and it was something that we have imagined almost since the beginning with Pascal, thinking about let's create the Club Cantar and we'll see what we can offer. So now I think it's probably time to be involved in Club Cantar and to give a chance to our recorder and to keep alive as long as possible.
Okay, thank you, Yves-Marie. Should I ask to Gilles to talk a little bit more about the Club Cantar? What is exactly the Club Cantar?
Okay, let me share. My screen. Okay. So as Yves-Marie told you, the idea of the Club Cantar is just to maintain for maximum of years your machines, and the idea is quite simple. Sorry, it bugs. It works. Before it works. So it is quite simple. Yves-Marie and Pascal had the idea, as he told you at the beginning of all this story. And so we decided to create the Club Cantar. So many of you knows me, some don't. I'm just a technician. I own my own company. I well know the Cantar, and I maintenance Cantar X1, X2, X3 for about 20 years from now. We wanted to create the Club Cantar with some of the guys from Aaton. For me, it's like an heritage, something like that. So I asked Pierre Michaud, some of you know him, Pierre Michaud, to join us in this adventure, and he's totally agree with us. And we are going to be helped also by two former Aaton employees, Frédéric Manjard, which was the creator of all the PCBs, all the hardware, and Pascal Grière, which was in charge of the software. So our goal, as I told you, is just to exist. It's just to prolong the life of our machine as long as possible, with your help, and that's the point. The first thing is the support. So we're going to be able to give you a fast and efficient hardware and software support. You will have, as a subscribers a direct access to our team by email, and we can also say that we are able to analyze debug files. About spare parts, your contribution is going to be really helping to manufacture many spare parts and accessories for the machine. We also have some spare parts in stock, but we have to manufacture new parts, mechanical parts, but also PCBs and electronic parts, which can be really expensive in manufacturing only 10 on 20 pieces. We have to say that these spare parts will be only available to our subscribers. This is a choice we made. It's much simpler for us to deal with the sale of the parts. And we also offer Cantar specific accessories. About the service, so I'm going to be in charge in Europe for the tech support and the fixing your machine, and we have a deal with Location Sound that will be for now our tech center in USA. We are working maybe on other tech center around the world. We are speaking about that for now. But for now, the only 2 points will be TDM entrepot in Europe and Location Sound in USA. About options, because I know that you are all waiting about that. We are technically able to make options. We still have a legal issue. As Yves-Marie told you, the Aaton Digital is still in the hand of a court in France, and it's not totally closed. It can be really soon. I cannot say I'm sure of that, but it will be. So I can say we are technically able to make options, and we will when it will be legal. I mean, so for now, we have to wait a bit. About the subscriptions, because as you know, Pierre Michaud will be working a lot to manage the Club Cantar, and Frédéric and Pascal will help us also. And we're gonna have to manufacture spare parts, which will be really expensive. So we decided to make a subscription per year, and to make the Club Cantar working. Here is what we propose. If you have one machine, it's going to be 500 euros per year. If you have two machines, it will be 875, which makes 25 discount on the second machine, and any other machine will be 250 per year. So this is what we have to propose to you. It's kind of like an insurance, something like that. I mean, if you want, we all know that the Cantar is able to continue his life for many years because of his powerful processor and his stable firmware. So here is what we wanted to propose to you, to present to you. You already can go on clubcantar.com, which was created, and there is also an email, info@clubcantar.com, or you will have all this information and contact direct to us.
Okay, thank you very much, Gilles. So I have a few questions, and then I will let the people ask. Probably they also have some other questions. I have a few questions first. So Gilles and Yves-Marie, we are okay that for now, that's the only solution that the counter users have. I mean, for in terms of maintenance. Atomos didn't do anything since they bought the different assets, right? And the brand. So there's no other way, I mean, for now, if there's any problem with the machine, you have to go this way, right? There's no other options available, right?
Yeah. So basically, what we should understand is, has Aaton disappeared, there is no other way to maintenance the machine. And
So
to
for
maintenance
now,
the machine,
sorry to interrupt, but what you're
yeah,
saying that is they completely shut down. There's no
yes,
one
no,
actually doing anything.
yes.
Okay.
So, and to maintenance the machine, we need to have some part. So we know that Atomos have few parts, but to be honest, we know the list that what they have, and it's not a lot. There are few things. We will be very happy if they accept to sell it back. But for now, we don't have any guarantee. We have some conversation with them. They seems to be happy to sell it back, but for now, it's not happened. So as long as it's not happened, I want to be very prudent of that.
It's
But for the
also
rest, yeah,
okay. It also seems that I mean, Gilles told us that there is a legal issue about making some different options. I suppose that is code and I don't
yeah.
know, patent or whatever. So are you in touch actually today with Atomos? Are you in discussion about, I don't know, some deal or whatever?
So I mean, the legally thing is not with Atomos. It's
Okay.
about because the all the legal thing is about the authority is under the authority of the judge, and the work of the judge is to make money with the value of Atom to cover the debt. So basically, if I want to be a bit caricatural, if we start to sell or to rent option, the judge could say that's for me, and you can't do that because it's make business with the value of Atom directly. So that's a risk that we don't want to take. When the liquidation will be totally closed, that will be fine. We could do absolutely what we want. It's
And
not the same for the
you guys
maintenance.
have the resources to be able to make some
It's
options, right?
it's
Yeah, for sure.
already technically ready.
Yeah.
It's technically ready. So it means that as soon as the judge we close the folder, the day after we can do option.
Mhm. When
And
you
it will be through a new firmware, a Club
Mhm.
Cantar firmware.
Yeah, an
So
alternative firmware.
when you talk to us about what happened with Atomos and when they decided to bought in auction the you talked about a little bit the brand, right? So
Yeah.
now, but they already have the brand, right? They able
Yeah,
to if
it's not a
tomorrow they
question.
decided that finally they got the money to make another machines or whatever, they can use the
Maybe.
brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't know exactly, and even I don't know if they know exactly what they want to do. They don't tell us anything. They just tell us that they bought the assets to keep the brand and to see what they can do.
Mhm.
So I don't know what they want to do. I don't
Mhm.
know what was your project. I don't know. So we'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe if they will develop a new machine, but I don't know exactly what. Uh,
The point to understand is that Atomos bought at the auctions assets. I mean,
yeah.
they bought Aaton Digital, the brand, some spare parts, and as Yves-Marie told you, some assets, I mean, in Grenoble.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't own, how can I say that? They don't own the firmware, they don't own the PCB design. All this stuff is now, I mean, I can say it almost disappear with the company.
Yeah, but it was not covered for any
Mhm.
patent, so it disappeared.
Exactly.
I already have a lot of people wanting to
Yeah,
ask
I can
questions.
see
First of
that.
all, Richard, yes, Richard, please.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, I think this is all very informative. We've all been watching and listening to rumors for the last year, and I think this is very clarifying. I just want to say, and I really, as a Cantar owner, I think all of us here want the company or some form of this to survive, so we can do maintenance, repairs, and more importantly, as everyone's requesting, is options that were held up. But my point is that, and I think the idea of Club Cantar is a great idea, but just looking at the numbers here with 129 participants, and I subtract Yves and Gilles, 127 at let's say the minimum of 500 euros each. That's under 64,000 euros in one pop. That's not enough to sustain you both with salaries and all the other things you want to do. So how do we find a way to make this commercially available to all of us? What's your idea?
So the idea is not to create a new company. It's going to be cheaper to create the Club Cantar in my company, in TDO Mother Pro. And about salaries and all this stuff, as I told you, Pierre will be in charge of managing the company, and it's not going to be a full-time job probably, but we already calculate how we can pay him. And also about Pascal and Frédéric, we already have some deals together. They will help us. And most of the part of the money will be injected in manufacturing a new design of the spare parts. We have a specificity in France that we have 3 big wrenching company like DCA, which own 40 Cantars, Tapage, which own 30 Cantars, and Fréquence about 10, and we have deals with them. So it's not only the people which are on this Zoom, which can participate in the Club Cantar. So it's just okay. We calculated the amount of money we can gain with the subscription, and for now it's okay. We will be able to pay Pierre to make new parts and to maintain machines.
Mm-hmm.
And about options, the idea is create an alternative firmware. It's not going to be an Aaton firmware because we don't own the brand. That's all. Aaton must own the brand. But we can make an alternative firmware, just not using the Aaton brand, Aaton Digital. So we debrand, something like that, the firmware. And like that, this firmware will be able to handle options when we can legally give it to you.
Thank you, Gilles. I have Lisa, and then Steve, and then Stuart, and then Vino. First, Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Well, nice to meet you all and see faces.
Nice
For
to
a lot
meet
of
you.
people here, I've
Yes.
heard about and heard their work for many years. Just a couple quick questions. I think it might have just been answered. So I'm just curious about which patents were purchased by the company and how they might affect us in the future. And then so I guess you just answered this, Gil, that you said that basically the main board, the PCBs for the main board and key accessories, like say the Dante board, things like that are not have not been sold or can be redesigned with new firmware. Is that correct? My understanding
Maybe
there?
that's a
Yeah.
question for Gilles.
So
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
I will answer about
Yeah.
the I forgot. No, Gilles answer because I forgot the question.
Okay.
Yeah, go, Gilles.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have Frederic with us. Frederic, who designed all the PCBs of Aaton since 2015. So he's really close to me for now. We are working a lot together. As many people of you, we are working on some other projects about timecode and also X2 accessories. So Frederic is already working on spare parts. I mean PCBs, like the PCBs
Excellent.
in the main crown. We probably make a new line-out board or maybe a power board. So we are already working on this because it will be parts that we really need, really need, especially the main crown, which there is two version, and the first version was a bit cranky sometimes. So there is a new fully magnetic version that Frederic is redesigning for now.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
I
Lisa.
can- I can-
Just
I re-
to yes.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yes.
remember about the patent.
Yeah.
So basically, Atomos own and buy 4 patents. Only one of these patents is related to the Cantar, and it's basically about the magnetic fader. So that could affect us, but we know that Atomos, there is more than 300 magnetic fader already in the part of Atomos. So that's one of the things that we would like to be able to rebuy. Otherwise, we will need to find we know who is the. I mean, no, I'm wrong because the magnetic fader is not Atomos. It's someone else having the magnetic fader patent, so we will be able to chat with them probably to find a solution for that. But the main thing is we will be able to rebuy the part that they have already.
Alessandro, I need to turn off his mic. It's done. Good.
Yeah.
Sorry for that, guys. Steve Nelson. Yes. Hello, Steve. If you can turn off your mic, yes. Turn on, sorry, not off, actually. We cannot hear you, Steve. A little sound issue, Steve. That's not good for a sound mixer.
Yeah. This would work, yeah. Maybe Steve can fix it, and we ask Stuart.
So. Maybe Stuart, if you can turn on your mic and ask your question. Thank you, Stuart. How are you doing?
Yes, hi, good, thank you. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much to Yves-Marie, to Gilles, to Pierre Michaud, Frédéric, Pascal Gria, because I imagine many companies, they go bust and the people don't have any recourse. If it was a car manufacturer, they would be gone and we would just be trying to sell something that was worth nothing. So thank you so much for all the work you've done for no payment on our behalf, because it's just a passion that we have for this great recorder. So that was one thing, and I think the Club Cantar is a great idea, and I hope we can launch it, and I'd like to participate because it's a great thing which you set up. But with just saying about the magnetic faders that you're saying, if someone else owns the patent to the magnetic fader design, then in order to do any development which uses them, would we need to negotiate with that patent holder to buy it or license it from them?
Yeah, basically it's what, if we need to rebuild some magnetic fader, and it's probably a part that we need because we know that we can lose it. I mean, the rubber things, maybe the rubber part we can do it without any problem. But for the rest, we probably need to chat with the owner of the patent, yes.
Okay.
But
okay, thank you.
one more time, my main expectation now is we know that Atomos have more than 300 magnetic fader in the part. We know that.
So it's not the concept of the magnetic fader; it's the
Oh.
actual physical. Okay, fine.
I mean, it's the patent is pretty accurate about what they protect. They protect the mechanical things. So, yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay,
I know, and I just want to do a quick parenthesis. I mean, I've seen that someone on Facebook have tried to build some. We should be very prudent with that. Of course, it's possible to try to do, but it's more complex that we can imagine. It's not only just a piece of plastic with a magnet. It's a bit more complex than that, because the magnetic flow should be really focused on one fader and don't affect the other one. So it's not so easy to do. So, but maybe he will succeed, and if he succeeds, it's perfect. But
I think
that's
it's
what
Brett.
I'm saying.
I think it's Brett. He's with us, I think.
Yeah, it's Brett. Yes, I don't know. Brett is there.
I think so. I think I saw
Okay,
him. I
fine.
saw his name.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a chat with him about that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Stuart. And we have Vino and then Adam after. Hello, Vino.
Hello. See a lot of familiar faces here. Pierre and Pascal, Gilles, you, Marie. Great to see you, all of you, and some other friends as well. I'm very happy to be here amongst all of you. And I just had a perspective here. I'm in India, and I represented Aaton all the way from 2016. I was unofficially the dealer in India before I started my company in 2016. And every Cantar that was sold in India has been through me. I think there are about 14 Cantars, if I'm not wrong. There's one Cantar which was bought somewhere else and brought to India out of them. And there are about 5 or 6 Cantar S machines in India. So the problem that I can immediately see is 500 euros per annum is going to be a very heavy figure for the Indian sound mixer. I can tell you that for sure, because the kind of rentals that we get, I made a kind of a quick comparison with the lowest possible rental in UK, and we are less than about, I think we are a quarter of what's the lowest equipment rental in UK for a week, a 5-day week or a 6-day week. So that is going to be a problem. And as a dealer, distributor for the machine, everybody out here is looking at me and looking up to me for help. And so I don't know how to deal with it in this situation. I think I will have to get into a discussion with Club Cantar about this and see how we can make this work. All this while, of course, I've been doing repairs on Cantars. In fact, I even fixed a machine that was rented from Paris for a shoot in India, and it conked out, and I fixed it within a day. I'm sure Pascal remembers, Pierre remembers that they had to send out a power board quickly to me. So I have been doing repairs out here, and single-handedly, of course, with the help of the factory. Obviously, I mean, there was no way I could do all these repairs without the factory, because these machines are highly proprietary, and without the hand-holding of people like Nicolas and Pascal and Pierre, it was just not possible to do any of those repairs, probably none. Okay, so I'm sure Mike Paul knows in LA how it works. So I think it's safe to say that if we are able to revive the current situation, which is absolutely ground zero now, to a future where we can continue to run this machine, even if it is just the way the machine is as it is, without any more developments. It's actually a very well endowed machine in terms of all the facilities that it provides. And I think even without any more facilities added to the current machine, if we are able to keep this machine running for even the next 5 years, it would be great. And this is not about the value of the machine. I mean, I got my machine in 2015. One of those machines in India is my own machine. So I'd say that I have recovered the value of the machine in these 10 years. Let's say that, that's fine. And if this machine wasn't existing in my kit today, I would go out and buy another machine because there is no add-on. But it's not the value of the machine currently that bothers me, but it's the passion with which the machine was built. Way back when JP was around, and I was in touch with him, and they were designing this machine, and all the way that I have used the machine, and now my associate uses this machine. I think it's more, all of us are here because of the passion. It's not just the objectivity of getting a new machine and just putting it to work the next day, And
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And I think that a lot of users here are sharing the same feeling about the machine and the passion to use this incredible recorder. And to answer to your question, I will probably let Yves, Marie, and Gilles to answer, but it's more about financial questions. And I think it's a sort of deal that you guys in different countries have to find with the Club Cantar. That's something that we cannot discuss here, of course, in terms of.
Just a quick point on that.
Yes.
I'm sure there are other people from other countries out here, and I do recognize quite a few of them by names, of course. One thing that can be done is, if we can consider if a machine goes bad for some reason, and there is a charge on a case-by-case basis for the support that we get from the Cantar Club. And if any specific spares are required, which we can't get from the open market, like, very specific to the Cantar, like part of the machine, then we pay for those parts on a case-by-case basis. This might be something of an option for these people, like, for example, in India or in other countries in the world, where it might be really a financial problem to be able to manage this every year for, let's say, the next 5 years. That's all.
Marie?
Oh, yeah, I would like to say something generally about that. Of course, it's 500 a year by machine, and then with the discount, it's some money, and for some user, it's maybe a lot of money. But this money is not there to go in the pocket of anyone. I'm personally work many months for free, and I always work for free, and I always buy my machine full price, even when Aaton was alive. If we ask money, it's because we need this money to be able to pay Pascal and to pay Frédéric and to pay Pierre to manage it, and because we need them for most of the fix that we can do. Of course, there is some problem that if you need to change a resistor or a capacitor that you can find on the market, it's fine. Everyone can do it. Everyone have the knowledge, can do it. It's perfectly fine. It's not for that we create the Club Cantar. We create it because we know that, for example, if you break your screen, your Cantar is finished, and it's because it's a particular part. You can't find it on the market like that. It's specific, and it's the same thing with the main selector, or it's the same thing if you need to change one component that's not anymore available, and you need to have a new one, and that needs some modification on the firmware to be able to be compatible. It's all of that, and for that we need to pay the people who will make this job. It's mean Pascal, Frédéric, and Pierre who will manage it how long day. So that we need money for that. I mean, Gilles have his own business. I am a production sound mixer, so I don't need any money other than when I do a movie. That's my job. And Gilles fix some machine, not only Cantar, but and he sell machine. He have his own business. The Club Cantar is, if it would be possible to do an association or a foundation, non-profit foundation, we will done it. But it's not possible in France when you sell something. You should be a commercial company. So we have decided to don't create a commercial company because it was too long and too complicated in France. I know in some countries really easy and more easy to do. It's not the case in France. So we decided to use the company of Gilles that already exists, and it's that you should know that Gilles will have a different bank account for all the Club Cantar, and this will be transparency. And basically, we don't want to make any profit with that. We want to use all the money that we will have to make some part and to have some. So basically, this is why the Club Cantar exists, and this is why we need to have money. And someone have asked the question, as I don't remember who, but we basically need minimum 60,000 euro a year to be able to keep the Club Cantar alive. That's the minimum that we need. If we don't
Thank you.
have that, Club Cantar will die.
Okay, thank you, Yves-Marie. I have Adam Sanchez, Lisa, and then Juan. And just before Adam, please, I just have a little question that I have on the chat. Will Club Cantar be able to make new micro SD boot cards?
Yes, for sure.
Yes, it's already
Yes, for
done.
sure. Thank you, Adam. It's you. Yeah, it's your turn. Hello, Adam.
Hello. Okay, so I have three questions. Would you guys like me to ask them individually or all at once?
What do you want?
As you
Really
want.
long. So the first one is the question is about software updates in general. So the intention is to create a whole new firmware for the X3 and I'm assuming for the Cantar S as well. Will that include updates or upgrades to to unfinished sections of the firmware as it stands? For example, like some of the things in the Cantar S routing wise with Dante are still half finished. Are those projects that are intended to be finished?
So far, we can't guarantee. We guarantee for the software that we will be able to read the file when you have a bug, and to give a solution if there is a serious bug. But we can't guarantee right now to have new feature development.
Okay.
Maybe in the future, if we have the resources and if we can pay someone to do it, yes, we can do it. But I don't want to guarantee that right now, because right now we don't have the resources to do that. I mean, financially and in terms of time, because Pascal will help us, but Pascal have another job, so he can't be full-time with us.
Okay.
He will support us, but he will be not able to develop anything else. I know, I'm agree with you. Many things are not totally finished. We can expect more development, but we can't guarantee it. Not now. We never know what can happen. If the Club Cantar is a full success and we have a lot of money, maybe we can hire someone else. Maybe Pascal can spend more time on that and we can imagine something. But I think it will be very unhonest to guarantee that, because that's not the case right now.
Right. Here's my second question is sort of a follow-up to this. What is the business model that you guys have planned for the upgrades? Let's say today, the judge releases Aaton Digital. What is the intention for your guys' intention for selling upgrades? Are you going to sell them in addition to the subscription? Are they included with the subscription? How are you guys planning to do that?
You mean options?
Correct, the options, yes.
The options.
Yeah.
The idea with the Club Cantar is to propose you the options to rent. Because as we are a subscription per year, the new alternative firmware will be activated all time you are in the club. If you want to quit the club for any reason, to set the Cantar, you can quit the club after the 1 year subscription, and your firmware will be not working at the end. It will be deactivated. What that means? It means that options that you had before will be available for you if you come back to the last official firmware. I mean the 3.5.3.5 C12s. But during your subscription, you will have access to options by renting them, and it will be available by months or by year. This is the best way for us to propose you the we cannot propose you to sell you the options, because the options are linked to our alternative firmware, and the alternative firmware is linked to your annual subscriptions. For
So
now,
will your device have to be connected to the internet for renewal, or are we going to use a dongle? How are you guys going to enforce that or regulate that?
we're going to see with Pascal the solution for that, but I'm not afraid. Pascal is full of ideas about that. We already do that with track match, with many options, and accessories. So I think the thing will be when you pay, you have a code to activate your alternative firmware for 1 year, and after 1 year, it will be deactivated if you don't pay your new subscription for the next year. It's going to be quite simple. No need to internet and all this stuff.
Option will be available to rent for years or months.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
That gives us a bit more flexibility.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
for
Yeah,
one
by
shooting
months.
you need something, you can rent it for a few months. Yes, Pascal want to say something. Maybe it's important.
Yes, just to be clear, it's not done today. So as Yves-Marie told you, this is a second step. We have to wait for the end of the legal issue regarding software option on that. But my idea was to have a new firmware. All you have, you keep it. So if you already have, I don't know, Automix, Aaton Automix, you will still have this function included into the fact that you are in the club. We will give you a small package for free, and other options will be you will rent the option for 1 year or 1 month. But even if after you stop the subscription, if you already have today the Automix, even if you don't run back to the original firmware, you will keep it. So you never lose. My idea is all you have, you keep it. All you don't have, we will see how to be able to rent it or to offer to you. This is I cannot be more precise, but the idea is something like that. And the idea is not to remove something from what you have today. I can guarantee that if you move for the alternative software, you will have the same Cantar you have today, at least.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Pascal. Lisa, you have another question.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you didn't finish, Adam. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Third question, yes.
I think the last question may just be just as painful as the one previous. So am I to understand? I just want to also get some clarity about if you're a participant in Club Cantar, you have access to parts, you have access to the service. What happens if someone is not a member and goes to, let's say, Location Sound and has service on their Cantar? Are they unable to get access to parts and service until they have subscribed, or how does that work?
They
Yeah,
will not.
basically,
They will not be able to buy parts manufactured by the Club Cantar.
Yeah.
I see.
Because basically, guys, what you have to do is to remanufacture, right?
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
whole parts. That's the thing.
This is not only remanufacturing. This is because many components are not available anymore. So we are re-prototyping, redesigning, manufacturing a prototype, test a prototype. It can take many weeks and hard work to make new electronic parts. And
Right.
it's
So
quite exactly the same for the mechanical parts.
So to Vinod's point, if there's a member in India there's a person in India who is not a member of Club Cantar and they need to have a preamp board repaired, that is a very easy repair, does not require any new novel parts.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Problem.
Exactly.
I mean, anyone able to repair a PCB, because what I said previously, you just need to change a resistor or something that you can find on the market. Anyone can do it. That's not the problem. even if he's not member of the Club Cantar. What you can't access if you are not member of the Club Cantar is the part that we will develop, because I mean, we all participate to finance the development of this part. So it's normal that people finance the development like an insurance. I mean, have the privilege to use it.
We have a thank you. Sorry, you're done, Adam. You finished.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. No, it's all right. Another question that the people are asking here, very interesting, is that you're always talking about machine, which
Yeah.
is actually a recorder. But what about
Recorders.
the Cantar S? What about the the different pieces around
About the subs, it's going to be per recorder.
per recorder? But if I have to, I don't know, like fix Cantar S or whatever,
It's going to be in the package.
it's on the package.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. So we have
just use the recorder like a reference to make a price.
We have Lisa, and then Juan, and then Simon, and then Vino. Lisa, yes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, yes. First of all, I'm very excited about this. I mean, I think these prices are more than fair. I even the fact that you're doing a monthly option on here, it's very affordable. It seems to me for most people, if you're working, you use it, but I, for one, would be very happy to have annual subscriptions just for the freedom and also to contribute, to make sure that we can support this. So my specific question, and I think it might have just been answered by Adams, the unlocking of the existing optional software. So say there's one thing I wish I'd gotten, but I don't have. Basically, you're saying that the things I've already purchased with tied to my recorder, tied to one recorder will stay.
Yep.
And I'm just basically say I didn't purchase one option that I need. Then I will have access. I will be able to have access to purchase either monthly or annually,
Yes.
that option, and it will be tied. So, but any existing options that I already have will be tied to the new firmware
Yes.
that is being made.
All what you
Okay.
have right now, you will keep it forever.
Great. Okay, and then what was the other thing? Oh, how again? I'm sure you addressed this, but how soon is that? How much has to be done before this proposed new firmware, and additional options could be unlocked? That I'm not clear on that.
Yeah, everything is technically ready. So
Okay.
we will be able to do it now. We
Okay.
should wait that the judge close the liquidation to can do it.
And we have no
Okay.
idea how long it's going to take, right? I mean,
I don't want
the
to guarantee
French
anything,
bureaucracy.
Oh, yeah.
it could be pretty soon. I mean, we are close to the hand, but maybe it's 1 month, 2 months. I don't know. It's impossible to say, but it could be pretty soon.
Thank you all so much for your efforts. I'm just so grateful for your efforts, and I hope we get a lot of cooperation, because this is by far the best machine ever made for our jobs. So thank you so much.
It was not a huge effort. I mean, we do it because we want to keep it alive, for sure.
But we appreciate it, I'm sure, nonetheless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. So Lisa was talking about when it's going to be available in terms of software, but I have some other questions coming up now about, for example, if now the screen is, I just broke my screen. Do you have some kind of parts in stock, for example, or crown or whatever? What do you have in stock right now? If next week something is happening,
No. So the answer is very easy. We have nothing in stock. Even Atomos have nothing in stock about screen, about main selector. I think there is one screen, so it's nothing. And then we will need time to rebuild that. And we can't do it anything as long as we don't have the money from the subscription to do that. Because obviously, if we go to see a manufacturer who have probably some debt with Aaton, and we say, can we buy some screen and rebuild some screen, and we will pay it in a few months, they will probably say no.
So you
we
need the
should be
money
able
from the subscription.
Yeah.
right?
We don't want to use the money of the subscription to go to see the provider and say, this is the money, build 10 or 20 screens for us. And if we pay immediately, he have no reason to refuse.
So
But
which
for
means
that,
that we expect if you decided to launch the Club Cantar now today, I think it's done already done since 24 hours or whatever, if I'm wrong. So can we expect few months or more than that or weeks, or that's the question coming from different users?
It's really hard to answer because there is many things to deal with. I mean, manufacturers were working with Aaton Digital, so they may be afraid about just a little company like Club Cantar, but they also may have some stock on the shelves. It's a possibility. By the way, manufacturing a new part will take some time for sure.
For sure,
Yeah.
yes. That's why I'm asking. Yeah,
It's difficult. I mean, it's difficult to say, but we can't expect a new part built by the Club Cantar in less than a few months.
Yeah,
few months.
for sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
thank you.
months, definitely.
Thank you, Juan, and then Simon Bishop.
Hello,
Hello, Juan.
everyone. Well, my name is Jaime. This is Juan. We are father and son. My question was about the accessories of the Cantar, which has already been responded, but I was questioning about the Stream Deck. I remember that you have to buy a software
An option, yeah.
yeah, in the Aaton's page. So if nowadays I buy a Stream Deck, how can I use it?
That's the question for Yves-Marie because he did the Stream
I
Deck.
mean, you should know that 3 options will be offered with the subscription. There's the 2 option concern about the Frame.io, Dropbox, and the Stream Deck. So it will be free. I mean, it will be included in the price of the subscription. But one more time, we can't do that as long as the judge have not closed the folder. So it will be, again, it will be in few months. We hope soon.
Will be available.
Yeah, it will be available soon, but that will be included in the subscription. So you have nothing to do. It will be in the firmware, in the new firmware.
It's the first Club Cantar present.
Yeah, Club Cantar's firmware.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan. And Simon Bishop. Hello, Simon. And then Vino, and then Sean.
Hi, boys and girls. Can I just say it's what an amazing turnout of people. So many friendly faces. Vin, it's fantastic to see you, mate. Couple of quickies. I suspect there are a lot of people here who, having read stuff in the last few months about people having issues with micro SD boot cards, and I'm sure there are many people who just want to have a spare. It occurs to me that at some point, if the club is able to supply spares, which you can just keep for a rainy day, there's a stream of income to be had for the club in doing that. That's one point. The second thing I was going to mention was it might be a very wise thing to open a members-only part of the website. There's loads of stuff that we could have on that, files that are kept there that would be useful, little how-to-dos, things like how to change your fuses and stuff like that. And that would be a good thing to do. The third thing I'd like to suggest is I genuinely think your prices are too cheap. They're way too cheap. It always costs more to do these things than you think it's going to cost. And 500 euros, 500 euros, it's one day's rental for a sound kit. It's not even that, perhaps. And I think, I mean, personally, if I had to spend a week's kit rental for the whole kit to keep my Artons running for the next few years, I would gladly do that. So I think you could charge double or triple. And this is something we desperately want to hang on to these machines. The alternative, in my case, a number of people know this. I'm of an age where I would consider retiring rather than going with the alternative brand. Not because I hate them, I just don't like using them. And I'm at that stage. So if I can keep my machines going for a few more years, that'll do me fine. Thanks very much. That was everything from me.
Thank you,
Well,
Simon.
Simon, you can be a donator member if you want.
Exactly.
No, I think, yeah, I'm agree with you. That I think it's important to keep it low to have the maximum of person able to pay it and to be member. Obviously, if it's too low and make endanger the existence or the life of the Club Cantar, maybe we will change it. But for now, we think that it's a fair price for most of the people. So we'll see what will happen in the future. But yes, and then we can decide later in few years if we want to develop something to rising up the price to make more resources to develop something else. But I think it's to start the Club Cantar, I think it's a reasonable price.
Fair enough. One of the that's just popped up is within Club Cantar, we could consider special projects. So, for instance, I mean, I have a screen with a crack in it. It's had a crack in it since the week after I bought the machine. So that's a 7-year-old crack. However, I would gladly I would gladly sign up for a spare screen. So if you wanted to make a batch of screens and a bunch of people wanted to have a spare, then it may well be that people will, as it were, pledge their money before the things are made. You know that you've already sold 10 of them straight away. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. You talk about members on the website. It's planned. It's not yet, but it's planned.
Yeah.
About the SD card, we already do it. We are selling micro SD card OS micro SD cards, and about paying more. No problem about that. But that's a cool idea to maybe to design some project and make I do say in English in cagnotte. I don't know the
Yeah, I mean it's well, as I say, I don't want to guarantee that because it's not the main thing for the Club Cantar. But if at some point we are enough and we are enough money and enough resources to develop things, we can imagine, sharing money or to try to develop something else. But I think for now we should be focused on the beginning of the Club Cantar to make it alive, to keep it alive, and to develop what we need. It's mean the part. And then we can have some project in a few years, maybe.
Thank you, Simon. Do you have another question, Simon?
I'm done. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Simon. And we have Vino and then Sean.
Very quickly, we've got 125 people out here today. What percentage of that is compared to the number of Cantar X3s that were sold across the world? Do we have 1,000 Cantar X3s sold across the world, or maybe 900 or more?
No, it's around 1,000.
Yeah, so I mean, the question is, why can't the Club Cantar reach a lot more of these people? And if you have more number of people coming in, you might be able to even drop this figure down to a more affordable figure for people who can't pay this kind of money. Simon can pay for mine, I'm sure.
No, I mean,
I'm just saying that it's, we need to spread this out, a lot more.
If the 1,000 machine pay for the Club Cantar, of course, we can imagine to rising down the price. But it's not what will happen. Obviously, it's not what will happen. If we have 100 or 200 machine, we will be very happy, and we know that what will happen. And that's the minimum that we can have with this price to keep it alive, the Club Cantar. That's the point. But let's see. if everyone come in the Club Cantar, so maybe the next year we can rising down the price or develop another project. I don't know, but
If there's a mailing list which maybe Pierre might have still from the Aaton, the bureau, and just throw a mail across to everyone. I know that there are cantars in China, for example, in Hong Kong. There are a lot of people who might just want to come in here and be a part of this. And the more there are, it's going to become easier, and there's going to be a larger corpus of funds. That's all I'm saying, really.
Thank you, Rina. Thank you very much, Sean. How are you doing, Sean?
Hello, everybody. I'm great. I'm
Hello.
great. Thank you very much. I apologize. I had to step away for a couple of minutes. We're having some deliveries here at the house. But my question was about there are some options that I don't have. I know that, and forgive me if we've spoken about this. Dante. I don't have Dante in either one of my machines, and I'd love that. That would be a possibility to get.
You mean options? So
Hardware.
Dante
Yes,
Plus?
options. I mean, but I don't have, it's not in there now, and it's not about the software to make it work. I don't have it.
I think she's also talking about the physical.
Yeah, the hardware card.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah, we are working on this. We are working on this. We are sourcing the new Odinate board. It's going to be easy on X3, less easy on Mini because we have a daughter board to install, and mechanical machining to do to the body of the Mini. But it's planned too. Yeah, for sure. And the options and the hardware installing.
I agree with others that have said, I think the price is extremely reasonable. And the fact that we have this, 125, 130 people here today, with 1,000 machines in the world, when all of a sudden they realize that either something's not working right or they want to upgrade and do something new, I think we'll have many more come into the club. There's just no way around it. I mean, I think there'll be many more in the club, and not to bring the price of that club membership down, it's to develop the new things, to pay for the new screens, to develop the new software, to do all of that. I think that will absolutely, that ought to be a success. Once this gets out, we need to continue to push it on all the social media groups that, check it out. This is what's happening, because people will want to know. This machine is beautiful. I've had this X3 since forever, and apparently that my X1, they told me I was the first woman in the world to own one, and I'm proud of that. And it has been a brilliant machine, a beautiful machine from day one. And the fact that you guys are working so hard to keep it alive, thank God. Whatever we can do to help, I am first in line. So let us know, and we're here, and we'll continue to do whatever it is to keep it going.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
We have Simon. Simon, do you have another question? No, because you have your hands up. That's the reason. Rod. Yes, Rod.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Rod.
Hi, everybody. I'm down here in Australia, so quite a long way away. I know there's not too many Cantars down here in Australia. I wish there was more. My question really is, for repairs, where do I have to send my machine to Europe, to you guys, or is there plans in the future to find someone down here to repair machines? Because I know the other guys who have had Cantars here have sent them over to you for repairs in the past, or over to Cantar when they were there. So that is pretty much my question, is just what do I do regarding repairs?
Okay. For now, we are working for a new tech center around Asia and Australia, something like that. We are working on this. We are looking for people which can handle the technicity of the repair. and we are working on this. I cannot promise anything for now, but we are working on this.
Okay, great.
And
yeah,
yeah, sorry, go.
no, you're right. You go.
No, I just want to say for now we have two official tech center. It's Mike Paul in USA and Jill in Europe. But yes, we're chatting with some other people to extend to some different territory.
Yeah, great. Thanks. And also just quickly, so with the subscription, are you guys going to contact all of us to pay it, or do we do it online?
Gilles, we can't hear you. Yeah, sorry, Gilles, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll just, I'm saying, just go to the website, clubcantar.com, and you have a subscription buttons, and it's going to send us an email, and Pierre will be glad to answer you.
Yes,
Okay,
the link is on the link is on the chat if you want to click directly on the link.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Rod. And Whit Norris. Hello, Whit. How are you doing?
Good, Stefan. And by the way, we saw Gladiators 2 the other night. Excellent work. Wanted to give you a big applause for that. And gentlemen, Richard, everyone, thank you for putting this together. Being an X3 user for almost a decade now, I'm glad this has happened. And I guess my real question is, when can we subscribe? I want to sign up. I want to get this going. Want to get you guys, the finances you need to start making this happen for this group.
Okay, it's already open.
Now,
just have to
it's
connect.
online.
Yeah, to connect to the clubcantar.com.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a subscription button, which send an email to Pierre Michaud. And maybe Monday, something like that, Pierre Michaud will answer you because he's going to spend 2 days with me next week. And I think we pray to have many works, many answers to do. So just send us an email by the website.
Great.
It's like
guys,
Apple.
thank you again for all of this and putting all this together. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Available now.
Available now. Yeah, Pascal is right.
Available now. Thank you, Whit. Well, it's almost 8:30. We have 5 more minutes to go, but we're finished this meeting. Thank you very much, Gilles and Yves-Marie. I think it was really important to have this meeting. As you can see, guys, I mean, a lot of people ask different questions and are really happy and ready to support your Club Cantar, which is really positive. And so thank you again. Thank you again. I don't know if you guys have something that you want to add to this beautiful meeting.
I mean, the main thing is the website is now open and you can start to subscribe right now.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you for your passion about this mission because I share this same passion. So just thank you. Thank you to all.
Okay.
Gilles, put the URL up on your screen share.
Yep.
Sorry?
I'll just say it would be really beneficial if you sent out just an email blast to everybody that had sent to the Cantar Club initially, because there's probably some people here that are not aware that it is now live.
Okay, yes. Maybe you
a
can.
Quick question, guys.
Maybe Yves-Marie. Yes, Paul. Yes.
You can do it.
Oh, Stefan.
I was
Stefan Rowe. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to find how to raise my hands, but I can't figure it out.
Okay.
So here's my question.
And then Paul have another question. Yes, Stefan.
Yes, I just want to know about all about hardware stuff because obviously software, from distance is going to be kind of easy to do. But let's say like I live in Canada and obviously I'm expecting my local shop to be able to probably fix as you guys are working on Asia or where else probably. But the thing is, hardware, let's say you guys all know about the crown, all the stuff that that's been used a lot and breaks.
And so is it possible to have like some kind of a price list? Is this going to be covered by the subscription, or let's say I just want to have a crown in my stash just to make sure I have it, and if it breaks, I can repair it myself. It's easy. We all know that. Is this going to be some kind of something to be looking at to supply us with, let's say, just to have a couple parts that let's say close by? Is this something you guys are looking at it?
Yeah, we're going to put a catalog on the website of each time we're going to manufacture new parts, we're going to add it to the catalog on the
You
website.
mean what you say is each time that you are a piece that is available, right? And that you can sell. Yes, it's gonna go on the website directly, right?
Yes.
And we also gonna certainly create a Facebook page to announce new spare parts.
And that's going to start as soon as, obviously, as soon as people start paying. And,
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
And you have to be a member for that. Let's say I'm waiting for, or like, are you guys expecting everybody to give money right away? Or I'm sure there's going to be people that don't have that money and just going to, let's say, wait till their machine breaks. Or are you maybe planning that, or like, or let's say I'm just trying to say if my machine breaks tomorrow, I'm not a member, and I say I need this crown, and okay, how's that gonna work from there?
I mean, it's like an insurance. I mean, an insurance is not an obligation. So if you decide to don't have any insurance and you have a problem, you have a problem. So it's a bit the same. It's really unfair to ask to all of us to put money to develop and to build some parts, and someone don't put any money on that and have a part like that. That will be really unfair. I guess if someone is not a member, he can always subscribe and become a member.
Of course, and by the way, I'm gonna be subscribing. I just wanted to,
answer that for you. I say it in generally. I mean, it's like it's like an insurance for all of us, and it's like support all of us, and it's more we will be, more it will be easy to keep this club alive and to do something.
If my local shop wants to, like, is interested in fixing Cantars, they just reach you guys. You guys know about this Sonotechnique in Montreal. I'm pretty sure you know it, and they want actually to be able to do that, because here in Montreal there's probably around 25 of us that owns one. So they just have to reach you, or is this like in the progress right now? Or
yeah, it's in progress. We are in touch with Yannick and all the staff in Sonotechnique. We're gonna set up something, for sure.
If I could interject here, I'm Mike Paul from Location Sound. To clarify the service part, if somebody came to me with an X3 that needed repair, and I have the parts in stock, because I do have part stock, I have main selectors and things like that. I'm going to charge him just like I would charge anybody else. But if it was a bespoke part that's only going to be available from the new efforts of Cantar Club, then that person is going to have to be a member. But also, anyone who's interested in doing service, Sonotechnique, anybody, if you can have them reach out to me, I am happy to impart whatever I can, knowledge. We have some service documents. There's things I've been working on them for 20 years. So there's things I know I'd be happy to guide anybody through a repair. There's simple things. It's those little buttons that go bad all the time. Those are easy to get. That's an off-the-shelf part I can buy from DigiKey. So I'm happy to teach anybody who wants to learn, or to give my assistance to anybody, Sonotechnique, anybody who wants to learn. So
thank you very much. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Michael. And I have a last question, and then we're going to stop. Paul, and it seemed that just after Simon, Simon, you have something to say. Paul Katzman, yeah.
Yes. Hi. Thanks, guys, and thanks for organizing this. Appreciate
Thank you.
all of you. I know this is herding cats a little bit, right? Um, my question, I guess, is, the way Gilles laid out these kind of option one, option two, option three, everything we've been talking about, Club Cantar is all option three. Uh, are we basically foreclosing any possibility in you guys' minds of who are working on this of any other path in the future, option one, option two, or something else we haven't imagined here? Do you feel like that's impossible? Are we planning wonderful, much needed, and very appreciated life support, but the dream of an X4 is foreclosed effectively? Is that you guys' opinion?
Yeah, I mean, right, we don't have any more the team.
Yeah,
They all work
that's the point.
to other jobs, so we don't have any more the team. So that's the final point, definitely.
I think you have to understand that what makes the X3 really special is the coordination of the hardware and the software. That's the point. And for now, we don't have, we miss some part of the team, and we will be never again able to create software and hardware like that. So as you told, there will certainly never be an X4.
So even if somebody showed up tomorrow and said, "Here's 2, 3, 4 million euro, whatever," it's at this point, it's no longer about money. It's that everybody's going.
It's not going to be a Cantar. It's going to be a recorder.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if someone come with 2, 3, 4 million tomorrow, great. But the engineer are not available anymore.
That's the point.
And this team is the main engine of this recorder. And the way that they work together, the way that they work with us, user, like I mean, we don't have any more of that for now. They're still alive, so we can keep some hope, but they are not anymore available for us, except to help us with the Club Cantar, but not to develop a new machine right now. But I'm sure if someone arrives with a check, Pascal is there. I think I can convince him to give up with his job right now and to come back with us.
Okay, very understood. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I just have a little interesting question on the chat. If you sell your X3 and it has an active Cantar Club subscription, will the subscription be transferable?
Yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. That's good. Yeah. Thank you very much. Simon, you have another question?
Yeah. My question is, what happens if the Cantar Club fails at this point? If by a month's time you've only got 25 members, what happens to the people that have paid their money? I don't think that this scenario will happen.
Yeah, sure. But in fact, if there is only 24 people, I think we're going to refund them and stop all the story. That's the point.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we say that we need 60,000 euro.
Minimum.
So if we are not able to have that, people will refund everyone and stop it.
Yeah.
And but hopefully with this will not happen.
Oh yeah. I saw another question in the chat. Do you get a receipt for subscription? Yes, you're gonna have an invoice.
Good. Okay, thank you very much. I think we're done. Thank you to everyone. And I think that for those who didn't attend to this meeting, we will put the meeting online. A couple of people asked because of the time zone. So that meeting will go online and they will be able to have all the information. Last question, maybe Michael Wine. Yeah, CAS. Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Michael.
Just want to say, it's great to see everyone. And thank you so much for putting this together. And I just want to speak to, personal responsibility. All of us have an investment in these machines. And, with the numbers that you stated that you have to raise capital-wise to make this thing work, we're all responsible. And we've all been online and have seen, when Aaton was in business complaining, I don't want to pay for this upgrade, or how could they charge for that? And now we see the result of that. So I feel like now is the chance to take personal responsibility for all of us and enroll into the Club Cantar. Because if it doesn't succeed, it's our fault. So
great message.
here's
Yes.
the chance to take a step forward. I'm sending that email right now, and it's transferable. So if you sell the machine, it just makes the machine that you have worth more money. So it's a winning scenario no matter what. So thank you guys for doing that. And I just want to encourage everyone, take that step, So thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael, for your message.
Michael.
Thank you so much. And we have another one voice, I think. Yes.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Thinking about raising all this capital for you, I don't know how easy it'll be with the attendance today to achieve that. I'm just thinking a way of getting more out of the community is to try and wrap your head around pre-sale pricing for components like screens, crowns, sliders, and allow us to do a pre-sale on those to get you capital in advance to support you in advance, because $500 might not push the needle from everyone that's getting involved here. I would gladly buy another screen, another crown, more buttons in advance if they're promised down the road.
Yes, it is something that I think that someone already had this question before. I think it's something that you guys need to think about, right? Yves-Marie and Gilles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think we should have some parts for people who break the screen and need it. If all the screens are everywhere, it would be a bit more complex. But I mean, basically, and we probably can't just build and rebuild 200 screens like that. It would be a huge amount of money to do that. So, I mean, we should find a right balance for that. And I don't know what we can say for that, to be honest. But anyway.
This is something that you guys need to consider for sure, right?
Yeah,
Probably,
we should think about that. But for me, the main point is to be able to give a screen to someone that break his screen.
Yes.
And I'm not sure we can have 200 screen in advance like that. But I don't know.
Thank you.
By the way, Yves-Marie designed a new cover for screens.
Yeah, that's an accessory. Yes, as a screen protector. That's Stuart have one. Yes.
Yeah. So it makes you wait until you break your screen.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention it in case you don't have the time to make them, but it's excellent. I recommend the screen protector that Yves-Marie made.
No picture for that?
No.
Yves-Marie, you have some?
I don't know. I'm a bit.
I mean,
it's something that you clip on the screen, but maybe you have one, no, Gilles?
Yeah, already sell everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, Gilles can sell some. I don't know.
Okay.
But it could be an accessory from the Club Cantar to sell it by the Club Cantar.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you. Vino, you have another very, very last questions, and then we're going to finish this meeting.
Very quickly. The two Facebook groups related to the Cantar. There are 1,800 members in each one of them. That's 3,600 members. I don't know how many of them actually own Cantars, but even if it is 1/3, we're really talking about a huge number there. I think each one of us in our own countries should reach out to fellow Cantar owners and try to get people, more aware of this Cantar club and, increase the overall numbers, because I think, we shouldn't be thinking about the lower end figure of 60,000, but then we should be trying to look at much more than that. And we can raise the kind of money because there are, I think Tim White told me that there are about 100 Cantars or 80 Cantars just in Britain alone, And so there are so many members, potential members is what I had to say. Yeah. Thanks a lot. It's great to see everyone.
Thank you very much for your support, and I think that for sure it's just the beginning. The Club Cantar just now it's just they created this. Oh, that's the Gilles is presenting the screen protector of the X3 from Yves Marie. Okay, that goes like that. All right.
I'll take two. I'll take two.
Got a special prize for that. Okay. Yes. So thank you very much, everyone. Very happy to see you all and see some faces and everything. So thank you so much, and I hope that the Club Cantar will work very fine. And thank you, Yves Marie. Thank you, Gilles. Thank you, Richard, and thank you, everyone. And okay, and see you soon. Bye.
Thanks all.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes,